Hi, this is Gail. Welcome. I thought that I would check with you tonight to help me to make a decision. This coming week with the Dee Dee Farago 3 in 15 challenge, don't freak out before Christmas, we're working on the bags that we have created. Now, I have not gotten them all done by any means, so we're going to be, first of all, covering the bag, and then also making tags. So, I started looking at what I want to use for my tag. Now, we're supposed to use decoupage, and so I went and looked through my napkins to see what I had. So, the first napkin that I found is this one, which I thought the coloring matched pretty well, and I do want to use this in my bird journal, or at least one of them in my bird journal. So I thought, easy peasy, right? So then I went looking for tags, and I found these, which were gifted to me by Elaine. Thank you so much, Elaine. Now, what I wanted to do was to cover this tag. I love the numbers, and I really don't want them covered up because to me that sort of eliminates the fact that it's ephemera. However, let me show you what happened. I did go ahead and I did decoupage. Now, you can see the number beneath this pretty well. And my debate is this taking away too much from the napkin on top of it? So I thought I would take you along while I go ahead and decoupage the back side of one so that the number would be on the rear or the journaling side of the tag. And then I'll show you some other options that I came up with that I thought we could try as well. Now, for this tag, I have already separated the 3 layers, and I'm down to just the one. So if you're a beginner and you've never decoupaged using napkins, be aware that they are either 2 or 3 ply. Most I have found are 3 ply, and you have to separate the back. And in a minute, I'll show you how I took off the other 2 layers when I get your opinion on another napkin that maybe I could use instead. Now, I tend to prefer using my glue stick for this, and so I am going to glue, and let me find my glue book. Here we go. And I am going to glue this time the back side and see how I like that by comparison. So, how are you all this evening? Actually, it's kind of the wee morning hours for me. It's about 12:30, I believe, in the morning. And I was just going to hop in bed, and I thought, no, it's quiet, and I'm not quite sleepy yet. So take advantage of the time and go ahead and record this, what I hope will be a relatively short video. So I am just going to line this up on here the best that I can, which we all know when you're on camera always seems to go sort of haywire. Okay, voila. And I just used my hands, my fingers, the good old finger tool, as Pam at Paper Outpost calls it, and I just rub that gently because it is napkin and it will tear and rip. Okay, so I'm going to cut around the edges and then we'll compare and see what we think. Then I have a third option for us to explore with this. And a second question, actually, about these. Okay. I really shouldn't worry about them being perfection because I'll be doing decorating in the next stage of this. Okay, so let's take a look. What do we think? Let's compare. So there's that, and then there's that. So I don't know. Actually, as I look at that, that was not the part of the napkin that I wanted to glue down at all. But that's what I glued. Gives us an opportunity to see what we think, doesn't it? Well, I really sort of feel like it's better without the number. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. The other thing I thought about is, what would it look like if we took a little of the StazOn and put that on the card first so that a little bit of blue would come through. So I have another tag here, and I do believe I'm going to use this side this time. So let's take a look and let's give that a whirl, shall we? Now, to do that, this sponge doesn't have, as far as I can see, any color on it. Not a brown anyhow. So this probably would have been a good one to use a brush on, but I don't think it really matters how well it's put on because it's going to be covered by that napkin, right? Kind of like the swirly cloud-like effect on it anyhow, right? So, hope the weather where you are is nice. I feel for you all in the path of all of those horrible hurricanes. And then there's the wildfires. But here, it was in the low 70s today, and sunny, and quite pleasant, I might add. Okay, so now, let me see which of these I really want to use this time. Yeah, that's more like it. This is what I want to use this time. Count on me whenever you're filming. Yes, indeedy. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to put down some glue. Now that was StazOn. It's called Teal Blue, and it's a permanent ink. So my putting the glue, which is wet, over top will not take the coloration off. Okay, and now for the birds. Okay, lining it up as best I can. Oops, that kind of, oh, there we go. That should be better. And even if it's not perfect, it's all good in my world. Okay. Good old finger tool helps a lot. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. The blue kind of does go with the color of the eggs and a little bit with the bodies of the birds. Or that teal. I wouldn't really call it a blue. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trailing things on my scissors. Okay. Yes, these are tags for auction items. Okay. And again, I'm just trying to make a decision so I know which direction to go in. And it's okay if I have extra tags because it's a 3-signature journal and I am sure that I will use them. Okay, so let's compare, shall we? So I think I have some decisions made. I've narrowed it down to 2 in my mind. Okay, so I've decided that this one with a number is too distracting. So I know I don't want to use the numbers directly under the napkin. So now my choices are these 2. So which do I care for the most? Perhaps we need to look at the bag. Maybe seeing it in and out of the bag will help. So there it is. We pull it out. Ta-da! Okay. Or is this the winner? Ta-da! Wow, it's really a tough decision. I almost feel like I'm leaning towards the white, but I do like this. So, let me know in the comments below. I have to make a decision by Saturday evenings, early Sunday morning, because Lori and I are going to stream, we believe, on Sunday morning, and so I want to work on these tags, and we'll see what you guys help me decide to use. So, will it be the one that's teal or the white? Let me know. Now, here's another question for you. I also came across 2 more tags that I felt like could go with this little bag. Now, here's the first one. Now this one, I'm not sure what it is about it, but I felt like a tag out of this could go with this. And this doesn't have to be used in my bird journal, so it doesn't have to have bags on it, because I'm also beginning to work up a botanical journal. So there's this one, and I also found, move this back, this one, which I also rather like. So it also has the coloring of the plants, and again, it could be used in a botanical journal. So, what shall I do? So I'm wondering, should we go ahead and put one together for each napkin, just to see what they look like, and compare? I'm kind of thinking that might be a great plan. So let me get some more tags, and let's do just that. Okay, so these tags actually come with this wire on them, which I just untwist, and I do save the wire because you never know what you might need it for down the road. And I could see that being used in some homemade beads at some point. Okay, so again, I have separated this. I do know that I want the plain whites side. This one has some of the blue in the background, so this one I feel it's real easy to say, just put that glue down. So, I will again, now I am using Oohoo, but you could use whatever glue stick you like. The only ones that I find that don't necessarily hold up in the long run or for the long run are Sometimes the dollar store cheapies don't. Sometimes, I say. Not always. Okay. Oh, I'm so bad. I have to save that. Yeah. You'd think I was a pauper. Okay. So, now, let's, again, this one is sort of an all-over print, so it truly, to me, does not matter where I choose to put the print down. I just want to get it relatively even. First time. Oops, there we go. I knew I'd get a wrinkle. Okay, just going to lift it off. And go again. There we go. Pretty good. It's interesting how different napkins have different textures, I find. Now, this little bit here doesn't really bother me because, number one, I can cut it off, or number two, I can just ink with this around the edge, and it's not going to matter. It's not going to show. Okay, so again, let's cut it off. Now, most likely, I am going to put some sort of a fixative on these because this napkin is very tender and it will definitely tear if you're not careful. So I have decoupage, I have all kinds of glue for napkins, so I will put something like that on it later on. Today I'm just focusing on which one do I want to use. Okay, so there's that one. Now, let's see how that looks. I do like that it has that turquoise background, and let's try it in here. Let's just shove it down. Dun, 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 dun. Here's the grand reveal. Boom. Kind of like that too. I don't know. Well, we know we're definitely going to use at least one of the bird ones. Now, we have this one. Now, I have 4 bags too, so keep that in mind. All right, so let's try the next napkin. Now, with this one, I'll show you again the napkin up against here, and you can see how well it has the same coloration, and I think it goes pretty well. Okay, so some of this is already coming off. So there's the first layer of napkin. And I do save these because you can stamp on them and you can use them to make faux paper, faux handmade paper, which I do want to do at some point in the near future. So, what I do to separate this part varies depending upon how easily it separates. Moistening the fingers, lots of times, just when you pull them apart, this will separate, but not always. So, okay, let's see. Oh, there we go, I saw it. It's separated over here. Okay, now, if that doesn't work and you're new to separating napkins, then you can use a piece of Scotch tape. And I'll show you that real quickly. This is actually Transpore, which is like Scotch tape, but not. It's not stiff like Scotch tape, and it's not totally clear. If you notice, I'll bring it up, and maybe you can see. There's like a little, it's strengthened. It's not cloth either. Anyhow, and it has, you can see the little framework in there, almost like a cloth. But anyhow, you could just use Scotch tape for this, but I thought I'd show you. I use this Transpore when I'm hinging things or fixing something that might have torn. So what you can do with this is to take your tape, and then it'll pull off, but I don't really want to rip this, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. But you see, it will rip apart. But I like to keep them intact if I can. Okay. So, now, one more tag. Again, this is kind of an all-over print, so it isn't going to make any difference which way we do it. And, whoopsie, here we go. Take that wire off, save it, set it aside, and we are going to glue. Got a bunch of gunky glue. Got some chunkers there and clumps. Now, I suppose, like anything else, you could sew around this if you like to sew and you like that effect. But for right now, again, I'm just trying to get the napkin down. Okie dokie. And there we have it. Okay. And I know there are a lot of methods for doing this. Some people use a plastic piece of acetate to help with this. This method has worked for me, so I'm sticking with it. If I run into difficulties, I do know there are other methods that are effective. Okay, so let's see. Okay. And again, just roughly trimming around the napkin. I try to save as much as possible so I can use the little pieces on pages in my journals. Okay, so here we have this one, and let's take a peek. With the bag, kind of looks a little busy, doesn't it? But inside, and here's the reveal. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so my question for you is, which one of these two do you prefer? A, with a turquoise background, or B, with the white background? Both are floral prints and similar. A or B? That's your first question. Then the next question is, which of these two do you prefer? White background, teal background? So let me know in the description, or pardon me, in your comments, so I know what to prepare for on Sunday's stream with Lori while we work on these bags. Now, I should tell you that what I have chosen to make the little tags that will go inside the pocket there is, and I'm trying to find my little tags. I don't know if these are them or if, yep, these are them. Okay, so the one side on the back is this teal, but I thought I would cover the white side. It'll go down in this pocket like so, and for the bird ones, I thought these eggs would be rather cute. So if you can envision that. So we have that to go in the little pocket. Now, white or teal? I don't really see much of a difference, do you? So I think that I'll stick with my original plan, which is white for the napkin, and then the back can be teal and I won't have to cover it with anything. Yep, I think that's where I'm going with that one. So the little tag decision made. So let me know what you think about these. And I will then see you, if not before, at the stream on Sunday. So thanks for all your help. And thanks for watching and subbing. I appreciate your continued support for those of you who have been with me for a little while now. So I hope this has inspired you to go out and make something. Get out there and create. All right, bye. Take care. Stay healthy.